Okay, so our intro. This is the hard part.
Me. I just feel so fake being like, welcome to the Long Live podcast. Hi guys, welcome. Oh, we both did it. Well, this is not working out.
me.
Hi.
It's us.
Hi. Hey everybody.
He looks upgraded like a devil.
It's Nat.
It's Becky. Do we have to have an intro?
Hi guys, welcome back to the Long Live Taylor podcast, where we explore all the eras. I'm Leanna.
I'm Kaylan.
And this is our guest.
That's how you introduce our guest? We have a very special guest with us today. Not
Kaylan
only...
prefaced it on last episode.
I did. I gave a hint that there's going to be a special guest. Not only is she a therapist by day, a podcast host by night of That Nerd Thing podcast, she is our aunt!
Yay!
Morgan!
Hello, I'm so excited to be here, and I loved that intro. I never even thought about that. Therapist by day, podcast host by night. I love that.
Well, technically, you're both because you also do the podcast during the day during your work hours.
Don't tell people that.
Hey, I work for myself. I'm not gonna get in trouble.
Exactly. Who's gonna fire her? Herself?
Her clients are going to be like, I heard you do this during my time.
Yeah.
No.
It's not possible. I see. It's okay.
She podcasts their therapy sessions. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
I definitely do not.
She
I
does
feel
not.
Like I need
She
that
does not.
disclaimer.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so we're having Morgan on as a guest today for a few reasons. One, we were on her podcast, That Nerd Thing Pod, and we talked all about this podcast and our love for Taylor. So if you haven't listened to it, you should go listen to it.
Yeah, that episode was great.
I can't
It was her
believe how
best
good
episode
Kaylan
yet.
is at marketing us.
What do
Putting
you
that
mean?
degree
Don't
to
you know
work.
I do marketing and I used to be on the radio?
I know. It's just like I was not prepared for any of this. So good thing you are.
Woo! Anyway, another reason she's on is one, because she's our aunt, as we already said, so nepotism. And the third reason she's on...
This is not starting off good. We're just going to laugh the whole time like last time. It's not even nepotism. That's what makes it so funny.
She's a nepo aunt.
We're nepo nieces. We're nepo.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
And the third reason she's on is because she was our hero and got tickets to the Taylor Swift Eras Tour this October in Miami, and we're all going together. So we told her she's going to be a guest on the podcast as we prepare her for what she needs to be prepared for.
I think
I'm so excited.
We should also have her on after the concert and get her all her opinions, since she's not spoiling it.
Unless you guys all hate her, she's going to be a reoccurring guest every few episodes.
Oh gosh.
Ooh, every few.
Yes, because we need to make sure you're well polished and ready to go for the Eras Tour concert.
I'm ready.
I think we're gonna do a normal game segment with her, and let's see how well she can do.
A normal game segment? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna do terrible.
Don't worry, I'm the one usually doing terrible, so now you can do terrible for me.
Morgan, why don't you tell us, before we begin, a little bit of your history with Taylor Swift?
Oh, that's a great question, and I wish I prepared for it. So let's see. And you might even know more about my history with Taylor Swift than I do, to be honest.
I do remember one thing about you and Taylor, but you go first.
I don't remember when I first started listening, but I do remember I was either in late middle school or early high school when I started listening to her early work, and I remember really loving it. I don't think I was a hater back then. And... Sorry, you guys are going to have to do some editing because I did not prep for this question.
okay.
She's
We
mad
didn't
at me
give
for
you
not
any
setting
prep.
any prep. I didn't even think. I just thought of it on the spot.
No. That's okay. I need to learn how to wing it. I've always listened to her music throughout the years. I kind of took a pause, I would say, in college. And I think, honestly, I took a pause from a lot of creative things in college. And I went to one of her concerts. I think it was the Speak Now.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. And then she didn't really come to South Florida after that. I think she went to more like the Tampa area, and I never really drove to those concerts. And I remember with the Eras tour, seeing everything on TikTok, wishing that I went, wanting to go. And then I remember that morning when I woke up and saw that she announced new tour dates in Miami. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am going to try to get a code. I got a code. We got tickets. That was a crazy, crazy story. And now I'm so excited to go.
Yay! These are the things I remember. I remember being like obsessed with Love Story and all of those like songs when I was younger. And then I remember you saying to me, you should listen to her song White Horse. It's so good. It's so real and intense. And I was like, okay. I listened to it and it was so good.
Ugh.
And then I remember we were at the Speak Now concert. And I remember two things. One, I was mad at you because you kept telling me to take photos. But now I'm happy you told me to take the photos because now I use them all the time. And also I remember you saying it looked like she was crying before she went on stage because she was overwhelmed with emotion. And I think she was.
Wow, I
And-
said that.
A therapist from that young.
I know, wow.
She was really observing Taylor and psychoanalyzing her. You were like, it looks like she's just so grateful to be here. I was like, she is.
How old was I?
I guess
Well,
a teenager.
I was like 12.
So I
You
was
were like
wow,
17.
I was that angsty teenager. Listen to White Horse. It's so real. Oh, God.
I don't know if you said real, but I remember you were like, White Horse is so good. Like, it's like one of her better songs. It's more intense.
God.
So she's a stan of White Horse. We should have made her do White Horse for that very reason.
Well, I
Anyway.
just wanted to say, out of everyone in our family, there was like 8 of us who tried to get codes, and Morgan was the only one. It was
Well,
meant to
that
be.
morning I put together a list and I made an assignment for everyone. I put it together like 12 people. I'm like, you put this date, you put this date, you put this date. And guess what? Leanna's mom did not listen to the instructions. She's like, I didn't know what to put. I didn't know what to put. I put this.
There's
I'm
a
like,
note.
I sent it like 3 times. I told you exactly what to put. But it all worked out. It's okay.
I'm just hoping that her and Travis are still together, and then he shows up, so then I can hear. Karma is the guy on the
On the
Chiefs.
Chiefs. And you can
I
meet
would love
him.
that.
That would be
That
so
would be
cool.
amazing. If they're still together, I may consider wearing a jersey.
Morgan, what are you most excited for the Eras tour?
Nothing.
No. No. There's a lot. I'm excited for our seats. I haven't been to a concert in a very long time, and I know that the show is not just a concert. It's a legit performance. I'm excited to be where we are in the crowd that we're going to be in. I think that'll be really fun. I'm excited to hear her live, and I'm excited to plan our outfits.
Yay!
Yeah, and I'm excited to go with you.
Aw, that sounded like a footnote at the end. Like she
Yeah,
had
like,
to
oh, I
say
need
it.
to add this real quick.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, I need to include this. It's true, but I was like, I should probably say it.
Okay, so this week we let Morgan pick the song, and it's one of her favorite songs. So why don't you tell them what it is?
This week, we are going to break down Exile. I am
Yay.
so excited. I love this song. I've been obsessed with it for a few months now. I think it really hit me as a song that I loved when I heard it in The Summer I Turned Pretty. I think I was watching that show around the same time we got tickets, and, you know, the tour was all over TikTok, and I just have been obsessed with it ever since.
Amazing. Okay, Morgan, so since you're our special guest, you're going to do the honor of reading us the song lyrics. So go ahead and
boy.
start with
Okay.
the first verse.
Okay, so I need to like make sure I don't have my professional voice, but then I want to make sure it's not too like phone sex hotline voice either.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay, so I can't sing it. I just have to like
It's really
You
hard
can
not to
sing it
I
if you
know.
want.
Okay,
I-
well, this first verse is Bon Iver, a.k.a. Justin Vernon.
yes, good to know. I can see you standing, honey, with his arms around your body, laughing, but the joke's not funny at all.
Continue.
And it took you 5 whole minutes to pack us up and leave me with it, holding all this love out here in the hall.
Okay.
Wow. What ASMR?
I know, I was thinking that. Any thoughts on this first line? I can see you standing, honey, with his arms around your body.
He's like seeing from afar that she is with a new man. Or
Laughing.
even just in his mind, in his imagination, he sees her with this new man.
And she's laughing, but he knows the joke's not funny. She's just putting on a show. She's faking it.
You know, that is initially what I thought when I first heard the song, but as I was writing notes for this episode, I was trying to see it from so many different perspectives, and I almost wonder if that's just his own way of protecting himself, just assuming like, oh, there's no way he's funny. She can't be laughing. And maybe it is funny, and maybe she found somebody who matches with her on a humor level that he didn't match with her on.
Whoa. Psychologist perspective. She took it 3 levels deeper. No, that's a good point. That's a good point. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I could see that because in the perspective differences in the song, he's kind of like not upset, just like I feel like it could be kind of like vindictive. So I could see that.
He's in denial too.
Yeah.
Which is probably what led to their breakup.
Are you talking about Joe and Taylor?
No, she's talking about the song.
Oh.
I don't know enough about Joe and Taylor.
Morgan, do you know that Joe wrote this song with Taylor?
I was going to bring it up later.
Sorry. I felt like it had to be said.
Not top of mind, but I do think you've told me that before, which is super interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I just want you to see in my notes at the bottom. It says, T.S. William Bowery, Justin Vernon. Because I was going to bring it up, but it was on the next page of my notes.
Yeah, so Joe actually wrote the majority of this song according to what Taylor said in the Long Pond sessions, that he was playing this beginning melody, he was singing this verse just like it, how we hear it, and then she came in and co-wrote with him, so that's super interesting.
That is interesting.
And I also think Justin Vernon, I mean, he has songwriting cred, so he I guess when they brought him in on it, he made adjustments as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember he added, coming up one of the lines, and I remember seeing the video where Taylor said that she heard that and she just loved it.
Going off what you said, Morgan, about him kind of being in denial, I think that kind of would go into the second part of this first verse where he goes, it took you 5 whole minutes to pack us up and leave me with it. It's like she definitely left him. And he's like, how did you do it so quickly? Like, you were just gone in 5 minutes. And, even 5 whole minutes. Like, there's some kind of sarcasm in there, too. A whole 5 minutes for you to leave me.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Something interesting, too, that I just realized as we're going through it is holding all this love out here in the hall. I think we've talked about this hallway. It's mentioned in Hits Different. It's mentioned in You're Losing Me. I just really want to know what the T is on this hallway.
I just feel like it's like a symbolism thing.
I think something must have happened in a hallway with Taylor and Joe. It'll come out on April 19th.
So you're committed to this being about them?
I'm not, because they wrote it together, but it's just interesting. There's something there.
I kind of feel like they could have gotten inspiration from like a fight they had. Or like an almost breaking point.
Wow.
Well, I think also with the 5 whole minutes, it just shows the theme throughout the song of the guy seeming a bit clueless about what was going on. And we know that it probably wasn't 5 whole minutes, and it was probably a very long build-up based off of the rest of the lyrics.
Me and Leanna were just talking about that in the last episode, how sometimes specifically girls can stay in a relationship for a long time and give so many, like, goes later in the song, so many signs, and then they just start mentally checking out until by the time they leave they're just completely done, and then the other person's like, you moved on so quickly, and it's like, did I really? Or did you just ignore everything I've said for months and months and months until I finally left? So that's a really good point.
Yeah, I was gonna bring it up later once we hit the chorus and like her saying I gave so many signs. But yeah, I think that this song is like kind of like a perfect thing about what me and Kaylan were talking about last episode.
What song did you do last episode?
Getaway
We
car.
did Getaway Car.
Ooh.
So in there, she, moves on very quickly as well.
Okay. Chorus, Morgan, take it away.
I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. You're not my homeland anymore, so what am I defending now? You were my town. Now I'm in exile, seeing you out. I think I've seen this film before.
She should be a poetry reader. She's like, I think I've seen this film before.
I feel like she's just trying so hard not to sing it.
I am, and I'm also trying hard not to sound super professional.
It's okay.
You made her self-conscious, Leanna. Thoughts?
I keep thinking about the line, I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. And it just makes me think about how we as humans tend to have these patterns that repeat over and over and over again, especially in relationships. Until we form that sort of self-awareness and work through our own patterns, they really just tend to repeat themselves. And I'm wondering if that's part of what this line is referring to.
See, I thought of it as like maybe they've broken up before.
Yeah.
Maybe like he has seen her breaking point or like almost leaving. I don't know. I guess we truly wouldn't know. But I do think he sees it. He does see it coming. Like even though in the chorus he talks about like not seeing the signs, I think I've seen this film before. He knows it's coming.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too, but it also could be like self-fulfilling prophecy. Like he's seen this in other people and other relationships before, and because of his fears, maybe that's what caused it to end too. Mm-hmm. So he knows it's coming. Like he's bracing himself for impact.
I mean,
Good
exile
perspectives.
Exile is also such a pretty strong word. And, you were my town. I'm getting depression vibes from the chorus now that I'm reading it and thinking about it.
Why are you getting that?
I think I've seen this film before and I didn't like the ending. So it's like the end result. Now what happens? You're not my homeland anymore. So what am I defending now? You were my town. Like you were my everything. Now what do I have?
Yeah, I agree. Because you're not my homeland. Like you defend what's yours and she's no longer his. He feels like he has no like drive, no motivation to do anything because she's gone.
It didn't make sense to me. This might be dumb. I might cut it out. But now I'm in exile. So he's being banned, but he's seeing her out. So why is she leaving?
I think he feels like he's in exile and he's watching her leave.
I
Like,
just
it was
thought-
their town before. Now it's him in exile.
Yeah, but when you're seeing someone out, like you're like helping them leave.
Yeah, but I mean, technically he is helping her leave. Like he kind of is like the reason she's going.
Yeah, maybe that's what it meant.
Maybe he's in exile from her heart.
And he's seeing her out.
In my mind, I think like I'm seeing you out, like I'm letting you go.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like when I'm seeing someone out, I'm like kind of assisting them to leave.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Like you're kind of pushing them out when you're seeing someone out, I feel like. Or you're, not always, like it could be a polite thing. So maybe it is what you're saying. He's letting her go because he knows he's in exile.
I think there's also some hopelessness there. Like there's no hope to fix it. Like I think I've seen this film before. Like, okay, well, there's no point in changing anything. I know exactly how it's going to end.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why it repeats at the end of that chorus. I think I've seen this film before. Yeah, definitely. Anything else on the chorus?
No, but I think I really love the verse too, Taylor's verse.
I think I'm liking the song more the more we listen, because this has never been one of my faves, honestly, but the more we're dissecting it, I'm like, oh, it's so intense.
I do love
It
this
is.
song.
I love
So
the
this-
emotion in the song.
Maybe we can make Kaylan a folklore stan.
You know,
This
I'm going to
next
confess
verse-
something.
Oh gosh.
I thought this song was on Midnights because I love Midnights, and the song just gave me Midnights vibes.
No, I disagree.
Yeah, this song does not sound like Midnight's at all, Morgan. It's like
I know.
so raw, like with the instruments. Midnight's is so much more produced and
Literally different producers.
yeah.
You know, but when I listen to the songs on Midnights and I listen to this song, there's almost like a darkness that I feel and hear while listening to it. Maybe
Which songs on Midnights do you think sound similar?
No, I don't think they sound similar.
Like
I think
the darkness.
Oh, man, I feel like this is a test. I have to look up the track list.
No, it's not a test. I'm just thinking because like 3 a.m.
Maroon.
version, the 3 a.m. version and the non 3 a.m. version were like separate, basically. So like they do kind of have separate vibes.
I think maybe it's just I like a few of the songs from Midnights that I listen to on repeat, and I also listen to this on repeat, and they just felt emotionally like they went together.
Yeah, I feel like Would've, Could've, Should've and Maroon, I feel like those are probably the only ones I think that could go with Exile.
It's so weird because I'm thinking more of just how I feel while listening to it.
Oh, weird, because when I think of Exile, I think like depression.
I did not get the depression vibes until we're talking about it now.
Oh.
It's really interesting.
This next verse, I should clarify, is Taylor singing now.
Yes.
I can see you staring, honey, like he's just your understudy, like you'd get your knuckles bloody for me. Second, third, and 100th chances, balancing on breaking branches, those eyes add insult to injury.
Why do I feel like I'm listening to an audiobook? Like,
so
you know, when the speakers, the speakers like really try to get into the mood, you know? And I feel like that's what Morgan's doing.
I am trying to.
It is. It's so funny. I'm like, whoa.
Okay. I love this verse. I think it's great. I think it gives great perspective. And it's like going back to the verse 1, like his perspective versus her perspective of like the situation of him looking at them or whatever. And how she's basically saying like, I gave you the chances and this is it. And like, you've just made things worse and now you have to like live with it.
Do you think she likes it that he's looking at her this way?
Probably a part of her. Like, I feel like there is some satisfaction when you give someone so many chances. I'm just so real. I'm just going to be real. There is some satisfaction where it's like, I told you, like, I gave you 1,000,000 chances and look, I'm going to move on. I did it. I think there is a part of her that's like, yeah, I could see that. Oh, well. And you do feel kind of like your pride satisfied.
Yeah. See, when Morgan asked the question, I kind of felt she meant like she likes the attention. She likes having his eyes on their new relationship. I didn't take her question that way.
Interesting. I meant it more like, do you think she's still not over him and so she likes that he's looking because she wants to make him jealous?
That's how I took your question. But I kind of see it how Kaylan answered.
I think it could be both. Like, I think there's a part that wants to move on, but then there is the part, like, you only really care if you still kind of like the person, too. So I think it could be both. What's your favorite line, Morgan? I know it's in this verse, so go ahead, say it.
Oh, it is?
I was hoping you would ask me. I was like, can you transition into this for me? I am obsessed with the line, like he's just your understudy. I just think it's so clever. And for those who don't know, an understudy is basically somebody who, in a musical or in a play, shows up to play a role when the principal performer isn't able to, or they have an issue and they can't be there. And, you know, at first you could take it like, well, understudies, like nobody wants to see the understudy. But an understudy is the one who prepares, who plans, and is there in a crisis when they're needed. And sometimes on Broadway, an understudy is actually what they call a swing, where they have to learn so many different roles. So they're actually pretty well respected with what they have to know and what they do and how they support the rest of the cast. So it's like this line could be taken in two ways, where it's like, oh, he's just an understudy, or it's like, oh, he's an understudy.
See, I take it like, oh, he's my replacement. Like, he's just that understudy. Like he's not better than me. Like, that's how she thinks he's seeing it.
Yeah.
Wow. She came prepared with definitions, Broadway references, and all. Yeah, I took it how Leanna did, of like, he's nothing. He's just my replacement because me and you didn't work out.
Yeah, and he probably does view it that way, but then when you look into it a little bit more, he views it that way, but hey, you know, an understudy is amazing.
Yeah, and he's with her and he's not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm shocked that this is your favorite line, but now that you like really talk about it, I see.
Okay, something that was interesting to me when I read when I'm reading through these lyrics, I never really noticed the lyric balancing on breaking branches. Because the line after, I love it so much, those eyes add insult to injury, that I'm just waiting for that line. But balancing on breaking branches is a really good line, because I feel like we've all, or I've at least felt that way in a relationship, where you're like trying to get your feet underneath you and you're trying to be balanced, but the floor is just you.
Yeah, like there's no solid foundation there.
But I love the line, those eyes add insult to injury. I used to take it as like, when I always listen to it, like they're so pretty, those eyes, that it like hurts already just looking at you when I'm already injured. But now rereading it, it's like, oh, you're going to give me those eyes from across the room and be mad and be pissed off that I'm with this new guy when you had a million second, third, and 100 chances. Now you're just adding insult to injury by acting surprised and acting mad and acting like you cared when you knew time, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I never would have thought of it that way.
Which way?
The second, I thought of it like, oh no, I'm so heartbroken and this is making it even more difficult. But the way that you just said it, that makes a lot more sense. Leanna, what's that reaction?
I feel like she doesn't care at all that he's hurt. She's like, I gave you your opportunity.
Yeah. It's just so interesting because all this time I'm like, oh, those eyes, they're so pretty. Mm-hmm. It's hurting me more. But no, reading it in the context of all the other lyrics too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Anything else on
I still don't she's over him. I don't think she's ready to move on just because of the emotion. Like if we're looking beyond the lyrics, the emotion of the song, it doesn't sound like she's somebody who's moved.
I think like how I'm saying, like you got your opportunity. Like I'm not saying that as if like she's moved on. I just think that like she kind of is like, she has some sort of like grudge still.
And isn't there something in psychology, Morgan, that's like, when you're angry, there's still a chance, but when you actually don't care, then you know the relationship's over. Like if there's still anger there, there's still some kind of feelings that could be true.
Oh boy. I mean, I don't know if it's something in psychology, but I do think that that's something that does make a lot of sense, because if you have strong emotions towards something, like hate is very close to love. So there's clearly something still there that might need to be worked through for sure.
And she sees him staring. Like, I feel like if you're over it and you don't care, you're so focused on the other person, you're not even looking around you. But she sees him looking at them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Chorus.
And this time Taylor's singing it, right? Or are they both singing it? I can't remember. It's just Taylor, right?
I don't remember.
I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. I'm not your problem anymore, so who am I offending now? You were my crown, now I'm in exile seeing you out. I think I've seen this film before, so I'm leaving out the side door. So go ahead.
No, go.
Do you think, so something I was thinking, like, do you think that when they both are singing this chorus, they have a different sort of intention in what they mean by it?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think that is?
Jinx.
I feel
Well,
like
it sounds like the second one. It sounds like the second one is more. So in the first one, he's saying, you're not my homeland, so what am I defending? He's like, why am I fighting for this? And it seems more hopeless. But in this one, she seems more pissed off. Like,
yeah,
I'm not your problem anymore. Who am I offending now? Like, what am I doing now to offend you? Now you're mad at me for being with someone else? Like, she just sounds more pissed off and more snarky, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And she even says right after, you were my crown. Like, she's like, you were my everything. I did kind of put you on this pedestal and you just found problems with me. And now that we're not together, you're still finding problems with me.
Yeah. Ooh. I also like how in this chorus she adds, so I'm leaving out the side door, because his just ends with, I think I've seen this film before. So I feel like she's kind of like sneaking out. Like this shows like it's not really like a clean break.
Yeah. Like she's not just walking out the front door. She's got to, yeah, you're right. That's so good. Good point.
Do you think it's a surprise and not really planned?
Surprise.
I feel like guys always think that.
Yeah. Like I feel like she's like, I'm just going to, like, it's not like a shocker. Like he woke up one day and he's like, what? It's over.
Right.
It's like, dude, I don't feel like having this conversation for the millionth time. So this time I'm just going to go quietly and it shouldn't be that big of a surprise to you. Shall we move on to the bridge?
I'm very excited for the bridge, as
I'm
always.
excited for Morgan to read it.
Should I help you read it?
I think, Leanna, you should be Bonnie
Taylor.
Bear, Justin Vernon, and Morgan should be Taylor, because there's 2 singing parts going on right now. They're kind of...
Yeah, but I felt like she should be him.
Okay, Morgan, you're Bonnie Bear / Justin Vernon.
Iver. It's Bon Iver.
Oh. Well, you're Justin. We'll just say that. Leanna,
Much
you're
better.
Taylor Swift. You're lucky.
So step right out. There is no amount of crying I can do for you. All this time, we always walked a very thin line. You didn't even hear me out.
You didn't even hear me out.
You never gave a warning sign.
I gave so many signs.
All this time, I never learned to read your mind.
Never learned to read my mind.
I couldn't turn things around.
You never turn things around.
Because you never gave a warning sign.
I gave so many signs.
Oh God, so many.
So many signs.
So many signs.
You didn't even see the signs.
It's so interesting, though, reading this song now, knowing she wrote it with Joe, and then, like, talking about You're Losing Me, talking about all of these recent songs with her breakup with Joe. It's like, were they writing their own breakup song? Were they
Yes!
manifesting their future? Note to self,
That's
never
why I
write a
think
breakup
it
song with
happened.
someone I'm dating.
This is why I think it happened. I feel like
You think
this
they
could be-
manifested it?
I think that when they wrote this, the same feelings she used to write You're Losing Me was this same feeling.
Wow. Okay. Bridge breakdown.
I think this bridge also shows that really there's no one correct truth, and they both have different perspectives, and we really don't know what the reality was or what was going on or where the communication breakdown started. And there's so much more to this couple, and I don't think they're finished with each other.
Well, they
Dang,
weren't, because I believe that this is Taylor and Joe.
She's being generous. I'm like, I'm taking the girl's side. She gave so many signs, and he didn't see any of them.
Me too. I agree.
But, I mean, he does sound really clueless in this chorus. He's like, I couldn't read your mind. Like, I had no idea. But I just feel like guys always do that.
Boys
That's
are
why I don't
stupid.
trust them.
But it's also
Yeah.
possible she didn't directly communicate what she was experiencing.
That's what I was going to say, too, that I've noticed, like, there's a lot of things, like, in You're Losing Me, Taylor's like, I gave signs, I hinted, how could you not tell? And it's like, well, did you ever actually say it? Like, you seem to, like, admit you beat around the bush, but have you directly said to him, XYZ, this has to be done, or this? Doesn't seem like she see, but this is the thing. I feel like a lot of us don't want to have to do that. But
Yeah.
Morgan probably knows as a psychologist that you probably have to do that for a healthy relationship because people aren't mind readers.
Yeah, you have to be able to express your needs and give somebody the chance to show if they are capable of meeting your needs or want to meet your needs.
Yeah, you can't just assume, but Taylor seems like she assumes. Oh my gosh, it would be so fun for Taylor to go to therapy and us to watch it.
Can I be her therapist?
Yes,
Conflict.
I'm her manager.
There's definitely a conflict of interest there.
Yeah, it's basically the bridge is just going back and forth of him saying, you didn't give a sign, you didn't tell me, that you didn't give me chances, and she's like, I gave you a million chances. So I do agree, Morgan. It does sound like maybe they're not done with each other.
Yeah. I also wanted to say, like, he literally says, I never learned to read my mind. She's like, you never learned to read my mind. Like, she wants him to read her mind. She is basically saying, like, I did not explicitly say what I wanted to, but she was just hoping that he would know and catch on.
So the verdict is they both need to go to couples therapy and communicate and then see what happens.
And I truly believe her and Joe did.
You do, because I don't think Taylor did. She doesn't
Really?
seem like, I think she said before she hasn't gone to therapy, which I don't like.
I thought she said in Miss Americana that she did go to therapy.
I thought she said she hasn't. Like, she says she hasn't gone. I mean, when you have songwriting, it is a lot of therapy for you. But I mean, I think there's skills she could probably learn.
I think songwriting is therapeutic. but I don't know if I would define it as what happens in the therapy room.
Therapy.
Yeah.
Well, she's the therapist, so we have to take her word for it.
I was gonna say also, like, we're kind of just like inflating her ego and like kind of like making her feel correct because everyone loves the songs. They hype up the songs. So if she's truly thinking like how she goes about things are correct, and now we're just kind of like reinforcing that.
Yeah, because I think we've all been there. Or even if we haven't, like, we can relate. Like, there's definitely been past relationships where I expected them to read my mind, and now I don't, because I know better through therapy. But I don't know. I just like the honesty. And I think she knows, too, to an extent, a.k.a. anti-hero. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me.
That's why I also think she went to therapy.
She might. She might have. She might have just not wanted to admit it. But she does
more
talk.
Recently just went.
Yeah, and she always says things that make me think she went to therapy, like covert narcissism.
Yeah, but I
don't feel like
everybody says that now on TikTok.
Yeah, I was going to say
Because of
that's a
her.
buzzword on TikTok.
Well, maybe
you
not
hear me?
narcissism itself, but like I never talked about covert narcissism ever before.
Anything else on the bridge?
So I think it's also showing that he's kind of giving up because he's like, there's no amount of crying I can do for you. So like, forget it then.
See, I don't feel like he's more like forget it then. I feel like he's more like I've tried everything, like I've begged, like, and he's like giving up hope.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's
he's
how
not
I
really,
take it.
He's not really angry yet. He's still in that like he was like in denial, and now he's kind of just like sad.
Yeah, that depression and hopelessness.
I really like the line, too. We always walked a very thin line. That's such a sucky feeling to be in a relationship with someone knowing at any second it could end. And you're just always, it's out of the woods vibes, too. Like, when's the shoe going to drop? Is that a saying? Shoe going to drop?
I think so. Yeah, it's goes back to the balancing on breaking branches. Like it's very
Yeah.
fragile.
Is that it? Is that the whole song?
Well, then it repeats.
I mean, they repeat the chorus, and then there's an outro, which is basically like the bridge again.
Final thoughts or anything else on the song?
So do you think, well, I think these are just two stubborn people, but do you think this is a relationship that recovers or ends for good?
Foreshadowing, ends for good. I don't think these kind of relationships recover.
I truly believe that this song has come from parts of Joe and Taylor's relationship,
Yeah.
and as we know, it is over.
So interesting to like write about that with someone. Like write about your doom.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the film before. Ha!
Yeah.
Full circle.
I love this song. And, you know, I'm wondering how I feel while listening to it after recording this episode. If it'll still hit the same.
Will it make you more depressed now?
I think I was viewing it before like, oh, they still love each other. It's like a sad love song. And now it seems more like a sad breakup song. And that has a different sort
It's like
of energy.
it's like a goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye song.
Yeah, it's kind of like some closure.
And see, when I listened to
But
it
also
before,
no-
I didn't think there was closure. I think it left like there was an opening because they still seemed both so heartbroken.
Yeah, I could see that though. I could see it going either way.
I
Because
agree.
it's like if your emotions are this intense, like we were saying earlier, is it really over?
Is it over now?
I really want to do that one. So what was the scene? Spoiler alert. We should put in a spoiler alert. But during The Summer I Turned Pretty, when did this play?
It was when Belly chose Jeremiah and Conrad seemed to act all cool, and then he left
Oh, yes.
and like kind of like collapsed.
Yeah, started crying down on
Yeah.
in the hotel area or whatever
So
it was. Yeah,
in the end, she chooses Jeremiah.
And we don't
we
know.
can't say in the end.
We don't know in the end
that.
yet
Just that
Why don't we know the
because
end?
there's another season.
because it.
I couldn't get through the season. I'm over it going back and forth. I just need to know who wins, and that's it. Like, I'm not wasting my time watching.
It's about the process and the journey.
No. No, I hate the journey. I hate watching movies. I hate watching TV shows. I'm just like, just tell me what happens. Watching Love is Blind, the reason I couldn't go to sleep is because I just want to get to the end to see what happens.
Then
Like,
Google it.
I literally am just fast forwarding, but I feel like I need to know who they are a little to get like the context. So after I kind of knew who they were and how I liked them or not, I'm just like, Skip, 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 skip. I don't care, especially Chelsea and Jimmy. Skip, 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 skip.
Final thoughts on the song, Morgan. Go ahead.
I love it. I just still think it's such a beautiful song. I love the music, the melody. It's very emotional.
Leanna,
Agreed.
any final thoughts? You agree?
Yeah, I love Folklore. I think this song is great. I don't know where it is in my rankings of the songs, though, but I do really like it. I don't listen to it as often because Nick skips it. He said, I hate that guy. He ruins Taylor. I'm like, they compliment each other well. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was going to say this is not one of my favorite songs, even after listening to it again. I get it. I get why people love it. I get the melodies. I get the lyrics, but it's just not one of my favorites. Like, I much prefer The Last Time over this song if I'm going with, like, a duet with Taylor.
I agree.
Oh, wow.
I totally agree. 100%. I love that song. I'm obsessed with that song.
Yeah. Okay, what should we do for Morgan's game segment?
Oh, no, we're going to play.
We're going to play. She's not going to get any of them.
Well, maybe we'll give her a couple chances.
Maybe some hints.
Okay.
Maybe.
I mean, come on.
Okay,
We know
yeah.
I'm not gonna win, so. So what's the game segment?
Funny, you should ask, Morgan. Our game segment is called Drop Everything Now. Our game segment is we're going to play a beginning of a Taylor Swift song, and you have to guess what the title is. Have you followed along with this before with us?
I have, and I failed, so we'll see. We'll see how I do.
Okay. I will play you a song, Morgan, and you have to guess it. We'll give you, instead of 1 second, we'll do 3. How about that?
Oh, thank you. How generous.
I thought you were going to say
You're
5.
welcome. Ooh, okay, 5. Okay, Morgan, are you ready? 5 seconds.
No, I'm not ready.
We'll do
You'll
that.
never be ready.
I know.
Here we go.
I knew you were. I'm like singing. I knew you were trouble.
Good job. See, you got one.
That's because you're playing songs you know I'll know.
No, I put it on shuffle.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Let
I
me-
got one at least.
Let me play a song for Kaylan now.
I almost do.
Yeah.
Okay, Leanna, I'm going to play one for you.
Okay. We are never ever getting back together.
Yes.
I knew that one.
Okay, Morgan, time for yours.
Oh boy.
Summer went away, still the yearning stays.
I don't know the name of the song.
It was 5 seconds.
I know. I just don't know the name.
Just think about it. Give us something to work with. Her play's terrible.
No, because I'm embarrassed if I get it wrong.
Okay, well, it's called You're on Your Own, Kid, and your homework
Yes.
assignment for the day is to... Your homework assignment for
You
the
need to
day
go
is
listen
to
to
listen
that.
to it because it's an amazing song, and I can't wait
Yeah.
to do this one.
She has played this song, like, I think it's the most played surprise song, I think, on the Eras Tour.
Yeah, it's the origin of the friendship bracelets. That I know.
Yes, go off, Queen. Okay, well, I guess it's just me and Leanna now. You're eliminated.
Oh, I still want to play though.
Okay, fine.
No, we'll let her play. We'll just stop when one of us loses.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't count.
Okay, she doesn't count. Okay. Whose turn is it? Mine to guess? Okay, I'm ready. Oh,
This is when I get excited, when I can see her visibly shaken by it.
Oh, jeez.
And time's running out. 5,
Got the evil villain smile.
4,
I almost do.
3. No. Again, I just
I
played
know.
it.
I thought maybe it was a trick. What is it? Wait, play more. I want to see if I can
It's-
guess it.
It's kind of a trick question.
Okay, play like 2 seconds more. Okay, I get it.
Once upon a
The
time.
time I believe it forever and always piano version.
Piano version, the better version.
I love that song.
And I won.
Congratulations. The score is now 6-6.
No,
6-5.
Who has 6?
Kaylin.
Who do you think?
I don't
Now
know.
Leanna's boyfriend's gonna be happy because he loves when she wins. I should have
Leanna,
known
you
that.
look like you're like.
She takes it so like she gets so upset
I'm
when she
telling you,
loses.
when last episode I played a song, it was so hard. And Kaylan was like, I don't know, I'm just gonna guess. And she got it right, and I was so upset. And then, on top of it, I made the same mistake I made a couple episodes on a song. Again, the exact same mistake. So
Where
I
you
felt
swapped
like
the two
I-
songs. I remember you
did.
said that in one of the
Yes.
episodes. Can I get one
I
more?
swapped them again.
She wants one more.
Yeah. See, isn't it fun? We want to keep
Okay.
going. I always want to
Okay,
keep
I'm
going.
gonna play her one more.
Oh, You need to calm down.
Good job. You're better than we thought. Or I thought. Leanna thought you would be good, but I didn't. Okay, I'll play you
would've
another
been-
one, Morgan.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's keep going.
Style.
Yes. Good
Wow.
job. Okay, ready?
You guys are so
Maybe we'll add
encouraging.
some of these in before she loses.
No. I'm just kidding. Okay.
It feels like
I gave you 6 seconds. Leanna's giving you a major hint.
Wait, what?
When you weren't looking at the camera, I was giving the biggest hint possible.
I know the song. I'm like trying to sing it in my head. It's not.
That's what I do.
That it doesn't help me. I know the song.
If you saw it, it would help you, but I'm purposely moving it away when you look.
Okay, I know you're gonna cut this, but this is driving me crazy.
Okay, do you want my hint?
Sure. I know the song. 2-2? Like, I would sing this song. I remember it.
2-2. What is 2 and 2 together?
4.
No, not addition.
That is going
2,
on
2.
the socials. She needs to get roasted by the Swifties.
I know.
2 and 2. If you saw a 2 and a 2 next to each other, how would you read it?
Oh, 22?
Yes. Hello.
She didn't think it was
I
that
know
song.
about you. There we. Yes. Oh
But
my
I'm
god.
feeling 22.
Yes.
The whole time I kept going.
What's 2 plus 2? 4?
I didn't even
Yeah,
say
you didn't even
plus.
say
I said,
plus.
what is 2 and 2 together?
She said 4.
Okay, one more. Then we can.
Oh
stop.
my gosh, she's like a kid.
Okay, you don't
Wait.
have to if you don't.
I'll play one
Okay,
for
play
her.
one.
I would become.
The man.
Good. I was going to say she didn't get that. She's not a true fan of our show because we went over that one. Well, Morgan, thank you so much for being our very special guest this week and going over Exile. You had amazing thoughts to share with us. So thank you for being here.
Thank you. This was so much fun, and it was nice to be a guest on a podcast and not have to host and keep track of everything. So thank you both for having me. It was
You're
great.
welcome. Do you want to plug your podcast?
Sure. So you can listen to That Nerd Thing anywhere you listen to podcasts, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and you can also follow That Nerd Thing Pod on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah, and she has so many episodes with so many different topics, so everyone should go check it out and make sure you
Thank
listen to
you.
our episode with us on it. With us.
Yeah.
With her.
Yes.
It's really
That was a
funny.
great episode.
Well, thanks for listening, and make sure if you have anything you want to say to us, you email us at longliveTaylorPod@gmail.com. You can also follow us, comment, DM us on Instagram or TikTok at longliveTaylorPod. And we will talk to you next week.